It's happening. Mercury is stationing direct. For our second planetary station of the week, we've got Mercury stationing direct, hooray, on June 22nd. So this is one of those times where you're going to see people like me really excited that Mercury retrograde is over. However, we still need to take a certain degree of caution on and around this station because, as we know, planetary stations accentuate the energy of that planet. And you'll be feeling it for a few days. So the trickster, the vibe of the trickster is alive and well. So you still want to take those usual Mercury retrograde precautions right now, giving yourself extra time on the road, double checking and proofreading important texts and emails, making sure that we're really clear in our understanding with one another. And also, if you can, I mean, you never want to put your life completely on hold for Mercury retrograde, but if you can avoid it, waiting to kind of jump into signing important documents and that kind of thing. You just want to wait a few more days if you can, making big purchases, all of that. You just kind of want to wait a few days if you can. Mercury is going to be stationing direct at 16 degrees of Gemini in 7 minutes. Ending this long, grueling retrograde. It's been a longer Mercury retrograde than usual, and my colleague and mentor, Gary Caton, has talked extensively about this, and he was saying that this Mercury retrograde would have been one of the more difficult ones just because of its extended duration, but also how slowly Mercury was moving across the zodiac. So only going back 8 degrees. So these 8 degrees of Gemini between 16 and 24, if you have any planets there or in other mutable signs, you know that you were feeling this in a very big way. And also Mercury square to Neptune was kind of complicating that as well. We'll still have a quick little square off between Mercury and Neptune again at the beginning of July, but Mercury will be moving very fast. So hopefully it'll kind of just help clarify some things for us. Our Gemini house has been under total renovation for the last year. And this is kind of the last little pivot in this area of our chart. So there's going to be just like a lot more readiness to move forward with the new plans that we've created. Again, we've had eclipses in Gemini. We have had Mercury retrograde now in Gemini. We've had Venus retrograde in Gemini. So just a lot happening in this part of our chart and in this area of our lives. So this is kind of the last leg of it, though. We're not going to have another eclipse in Gemini for another 8 years. We will have one in Sagittarius at the end of the year, which will be felt in our Gemini area of our chart. However, this is kind of the last little bit of it. So collect your thoughts. Mercury retrograde, it's all about thinking backward, taking stock of everything that has happened, all the developments in this area of life for you. It could be very important because Mercury is standing still. Mercury is slow, and normally Mercury is zipping around, but we are like slow and intentional and observing right now. Mercury isn't too far off from a trine from Saturn at this stage, a really beautiful, gorgeous air sign trine that brings clarity and the ability to focus and concentrate. And it's really a beautiful moment for Mercury and Gemini too, even though we have to be careful of the trickery going on from Mercury because we know he likes to play. But this is a time of like pausing, which is rare in the sign of Gemini. Normally Gemini is juggling a bunch of things, but for right now we actually are able to like have a great deal of perception and clarity around what we're meant to do moving forward. So definitely pay attention. Gemini, like a lot of people begrudge Mercury retrograde, and especially in the sign of Gemini. But the thing about it is that Mercury is the magician. Mercury's the magician. And Mercury operates in symbols. So chances are, if things are going haywire in the world around you, it's the universe saying, hey, like get off of your phone, or your TV is fucking up. Like maybe you should be reading a book, or maybe you should be taking a walk or something like that. Maybe you should be laying on the floor. on your yoga mat, or whatever it might be, playing music. So there's all kinds of symbols. So we know, most of the time we know what it's about. And so pay attention to the alchemist parables, because there is still a lot happening. Most of the work really happens after these transits are over, when we are able to kind of integrate the things that we're shown. So yeah, best of luck to you. I know that the symbolism is still going to be loud on and around this day. So I hope that we're getting these final messages with absolute clarity, so that we can finally get things back into a normal flow in the Gemini area of our chart. So all the best to you. And that was your Mercury Station Direct astrology shot of the day. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you want more astrology in your world, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at AstroCatherine. You can also connect with me on Patreon for extended videos and bonus content.